Hello and happy Friday. My name is Michael Leeserman here with the Trial Guide's tip of the day. It is November 8th, 2024. Our tip today comes from Big Rig Justice, a comprehensive guide to maximizing value in truck accident cases. It's written by Michael Cowen, who's here with us today to read the tip. Welcome, Michael.
Good morning. If there are bad facts that are likely to be admitted at trial, be sure to be the first to reveal them to the jury. By bringing up the bad facts, you establish your trustworthiness. You also show that you are not afraid of those bad facts. As an added bonus, you get to explain why those bad facts do not tank your case.
Wow, lots there. The idea of bringing out your bad facts that might be counterintuitive to lawyers, but I think all great lawyers have some version of doing that, like you do. And you're a great lawyer too. I guess that's why.
Yeah.
The the trustworthiness, that's something you said part of bringing up the bad facts is to establish your trustworthiness. And I'm really curious about this because I hear really successful trial lawyers like yourself say, look, the most important thing is credibility, honesty, trustworthiness. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. I think we come in with a presumption of untrustworthiness from a lot of jurors because we're lawyers. On top of that, we're plaintiff lawyers. Most of them know that we're getting a piece of the action. So there's a suspicion that we're willing to lie or exaggerate in order to benefit ourselves financially. And I think when we reveal bad facts, I had a case where I knew the fact that my client, he wasn't high at the time of the crash, but the fact he had used cocaine after the crash was going to come into evidence. And so I had to reveal that to the jury in jury selection because if I didn't, did I really want to? No, I wish it was never going to come in, but the judge ruled against us. And so it was going to come in. I didn't want to let the jury bring it up first. I didn't want to let the defense bring it up first because then it looks like I'm hiding something. I want to show that I'm not afraid of this fact. And I also trust the jurors enough to tell them, look, my client was not at fault in this crash. He wasn't high at the time, but he did something stupid a few weeks later and had some cocaine and got caught. And, he had to pay a price for that. And, I worry that some people won't want to allow him, even if he's really hurt, even if the defendants caused it because they're worried he's going to spend the money on drugs, they wouldn't allow him any money. And we had a really good discussion about it. And, it allowed me without having to make excuses, answering their questions to go into the fact that this was not an ongoing problem and my client was no longer doing that. But also into the concept, which I got from the group and not from me, that the defendant shouldn't get a pass because the plaintiff did something stupid a few weeks later.
So this was something you were discussing with the jury panel in jury selection.
Absolutely, because if not, the other side will. If you don't bring it up, and then you look deceptive, then you hide it. I tried a product case last year, and the way the incident happened is we could show a product defect caused the injury. They didn't have a door on a stand-up forklift. The door would have kept my client's leg in. But we could not show any product defect cause my client to lose control of the forklift and crash it into something. And so we just had to go right from the get-go. My client has some fault. He caused the accident, but he didn't cause, in that case, I did say accident. He caused the accident, but he didn't cause the injury 100% because if they had a safer design. And so, we talked to the jury about it. We just said, look, I'm going to admit that my client has some fault here. Does that excuse a bad design? And we came up together with the jury, we came up with a theme, a minor mistake should not have catastrophic consequences. And there's some sequencing that had to be done. We went and got into what a company should do if they knew people were getting hurt with the design first and got those concepts done. But then we brought out, our bad facts. And by the time we trusted the panel and by the time we finished talking about them, they weren't a problem anymore.
I love it. You trusted the jury enough and your skills on your feet to actually develop the theme. You had an idea where you're going, but to develop the theme with the jury panel. That's brilliant.
Well, it's so much more powerful if it comes from them than if it comes from me.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for writing this book for us and for sharing your wisdom with us today on the tip of the day.
Thank you for having me.
Let's take a deep breath together and just be grateful to be alive today. May our actions as lawyers today exemplify the profession at its highest ideals of honor and truth. May we fiercely and compassionately champion our clients' causes. May we tell their story in a way that rings true and is important and meaningful. I'm going to ring a bell 3 times now. This can take you into a meditation practice, a prayer practice, or just remind you, wake up, go out, do good things, and have fun while you're doing it.